Jew, tapping in with y'all as the host of the Voice of Zion. All right, thank y'all for running up those thumb ups so far. We're gonna start this live stream right now. We're gonna take advantage of the rest of the light. You know how I do with that fall back. I don't really like to fall back. You know what I'm saying? They say that to get us in a mind frame of falling away from the Most High. Whenever they say fall back like that, they want us to fall back into sin. They want us to fall back into transgression. They want us to fall back into our old way. They want us to fall back into an old mindset that isn't good for us, that isn't great for us, that doesn't help us progress, that doesn't help us move forward, that doesn't help us realize the goal and work toward it as a unit, as a true family. Okay. I know y'all are seeing a lot right now going on. Um, I wanted to speak on this real briefly. There was a shooting. A young man or a young person at a high school was shot today and with life-threatening injuries out there in northern Seattle. At Ingraham High School this morning, this rising around 11 a.m. They had to shut the school down, and they said that the individual did receive life-threatening injuries. The suspect had been apprehended. Okay. This just so happens to be a school where they have been promoting. Uh, Obviously, we don't like to see gun violence, but it's not the gun itself that is doing the killing. It's the individuals who are pulling the trigger. So this school had been rallying to remove guns and firearms and sidearms, and they've been doing that since 2018. So I find it very interesting that on midterm election day, we ain't dealing with none of it, but it all coincides with prophecy. When we deal with the realization that Babylon is falling, we're going to continue to be presented with all sorts of reasons why we should continue to support Babylon and why we should continue to uh, do our best to build it up, do our best to affect change in this place when we should be applying our energy to the causes of the Most High, when we should be applying our energy to the word of the Most High, when we should be applying our energy to helping to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And this is very important because the more we focus on what Babylon wants to present to us and what Babylon is putting in our face, even as Babylon continues to sacrifice, okay, continues to sacrifice humans in order to maintain its power. We have to be able to set up ourselves apart. We have to be able to remove ourselves from the mentality of Babylon. We have to be able to remove ourselves from the spirit of Babylon. Even if we find ourselves in the inner cities, we have to be like strangers in those cities. We have to be like people just passing through. That's the best way to maintain the proper mentality as a Hebrew Israelite man, woman, who can then teach their children how to move in this time. The scriptures tell us, and I want to go to Isaiah chapter 20. Isaiah chapter 48, verse 20. Come out of Babel, come out of Babel, flee from the Kasdim. Declare this with a voice of singing, proclaim it, send it out to the end of the earth. Say, Yahweh has redeemed his servant Jacob. And they did not thirst when he led them through the deserts. He caused waters from a rock to flow for them. He split the rock, and waters gushed out. There is no peace for the wrong, said Yahuwah. So the idea about that is ultimately we have to trust the Most High. Okay? When the Most High guides and leads us, it might seem like there's a lot of trouble that we have to face, but there's no peace for the wrong. That means that anybody who commits an ill act against us, anybody who plots on us, anybody who plans a plot to stop what's going on in the awakening of our people, anybody who plans a plot to block people from waking up, okay? Anybody who plans a plot to stop the wide spreading of the word of truth, okay, to the four corners of the world, that wrongdoing that's committed by these people is not going to be forgiven. It's not going to be excused. Okay. Furthermore, we're to proclaim, send out to the end of the earth, declare, flee, and come out of Babel or Babylon, the voice of singing. Okay, the voice of singing. Why are we singing? Now, when we sing, we have different tones that we can capture and articulate in our singing voices. Sometimes it could be gloomy and sad. Sometimes it could be happy and glad. The type of singing that I feel that that scripture is pertaining to is one of joy and excitement because our redemption draw nigh. We sing and we declare certain things. Depending on how we articulate that message, that is what type of response would be the byproduct of that singing. Okay? In other words, if we sing sadly, we sing with a drab voice, we can invoke a certain energy out of the receiver of that message that would keep that individual stuck or sad or stagnant. Keep that individual in a mind frame of scaredness, of fear. But when we sing with gladness and excitement, and we sing with a sense of excitement that would promote anticipation for something, usually we can attach a spirit of peace, a spirit of looking forward to something, knowing that everything is going to work out and be okay. And the Most High is asking us, once we realize what type of mind frame we need to have in this last day, we should be looking forward to the kingdom coming. And when we look forward to the kingdom coming, the kingdom of the Most High coming, we begin to separate ourselves from this wicked kingdom of Babylon. We begin to separate ourselves from the system itself. And, I've never every time I touch about this topic, which is one of the top three topics I think to be spoken of in the Hebrew Israelite community, the fleeing of Babylon, the getting out of her, coming out of her, my people, which means leaving the system alone, leaving the voting alone, leaving the all of the city council meetings, leaving all of it alone, all that stuff that makes you want to attach yourself to this kingdom and make you feel like you have a sense of power here. Leave it alone. In my opinion, based off of what I've studied and read, one of the only things, if you're going to attach yourself, if we are going to attach ourselves to this kingdom in any way, it will be to make a living, to be able to provide sustenance and be able to financially provide for our families as we continue to separate ourselves and prepare for this kingdom's falling. But to leave it alone is difficult for many of us. And I think one of the reasons is because many of us, we hear the prophecy, but we aren't able to connect the dots and the signs. And because we aren't able to connect the dots and the signs, the prophecy doesn't appear to many as to be as close as it is to being fulfilled. And when folks get to thinking that the prophecy could be real, but it's way far out, it's not going to happen yet, people tend to live a certain way and they tend to embark on certain agendas that are in antithesis or opposite of the mindset that needs to be had to move closer to the prophecy, even if the prophecy is right before us. I always remember a conversation that I had and this thought that I had pertaining to people who cleave onto this system, who cleave onto it so toughly that the new kingdom to come, the kingdom of the Most High, scares them, frightens them. Okay? It really frightens a lot of people to think that this construct that we presently live in is on its way out. It really frightens a lot of people, and I get that. But each individual has to search their heart and have to realize why it's frightening them. Okay? If you find yourself afraid of this present kingdom being destroyed or being taken out, being replaced by the kingdom to come, you really have to analyze yourself and you have to say, what attachment do I have to this kingdom, this present kingdom? What attachment is weighing in my heart so heavy that I cannot let it go, that I cannot relinquish it, that I cannot do away with the pursuit of trying to attain this thing? Because that's where the fear comes from. The fear comes from feeling as though you haven't achieved everything that you want to achieve in this place. It comes from feeling like you still have something to hold on to here. And of course, what I'm saying, I don't want to be misconstrued ever. We have loved ones here, we have people that we care about. Some of us are working on projects that we feel will benefit our community as a whole. And there's a fine balance that has to take place in this particular day that we're living in. What I don't want to do is make victims of people who go to one extreme versus the other. In other words, I remember back in 2008, 9, 10, especially coming from the Bay Area, there was a dude out there in Alameda, the Bay Area, right next to Oakland, right next to West Oakland. And his name was Harold Camping. Harold Camping was this Bible teacher who had a program called Open Forum on the radio station Family Radio. And he made many prophecies and predictions. Okay? He made many predictions talking about the end of the world and this and that sort of thing. He was able to exploit many families. Many families gave him their life savings during this so-called end of the world. And many people, when they dealt with him, he was saying that you need to sell everything, donate everything to Family Radio so that we can continue to spread the gospel. And in the meantime, many people sold their belongings, bought trailers, bought mobile homes, and hit the road, thinking that the world was going to end at the time that he said it. That was like 8 or 9 years ago. Many of those people donated a tune of about 175, $180 million to him. And when it was proven that he was wrong, do y'all think he gave the money back? No. Do y'all think he apologized? No. And people were scarred because of that. Bible now because of his treatment of them after the fact. So I want to be careful. I want to make sure that y'all understand the balance that have to take place. The balancing act, you know what I mean? It's a balance. It's a real balance. But it's about looking at what's the most important. You can see the signs right now, and you can recognize that, yeah, we live in an era where folks are like to say, well, these people have the power to these so-called elite have the power to make prophecy come true. They have the power to make things happen on a worldwide scale to make it look like we're in the time of the end. And to that I say, let me go into the book of Second Timothy. Because to that I say, how are they affecting people in their homes? How are people being affected in their homes? We could say that they create a bunch of narratives on the news and they create um, situations that appear to be psyops, that appear to be um, crazy. Okay, but how do we explain this sort of thing? Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 through 5. But know this, that in the last days hard times shall come. For men shall be lovers of self, lovers of silver, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, thankless, wrongdoers, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, fierce, haters of good, betrayers, reckless, puffed up, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of Elohim, having a form of reverence but denying its power. Turn away from these. Let's go down to verse 6. For among them are those who creep into households and captivate silly women, loaded down with sins, led away by various lusts, always learning, never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. I don't care what anybody says. As I've been looking at this life, analyzing the signs, there's not a government on earth. There's not a government on earth that can make a man love himself the way that Second Timothy speaks on. Let's break it down real quick because the boasting, the proud, the blasphemers, the disobedience to parents, thankless and wrongdoers. It's so easy to say thank you. The government doesn't have control of a people's level of thanks and gratitude. This is something that's spiritual. This is the spirit on an individual that's causing people worldwide to boast, replace gratitude with boasting. Get out of here, little one. This is the spirit on people that's causing them to be thankless and lovers of their self, standing in the mirror all day, worshiping themselves, making themselves idols. This is a spirit over people that was prophesied to take place during the last days. So the Most High tells us, come out of her. Come out of Babylon, flee from the Kasdim, declare this with a voice of singing, proclaim it, send it out to the end of the earth. Yahweh has redeemed his servant Jacob. We have been in a place right now of our captivity, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't realized. And as we continue to wake up, continue to be roused up, those of us who have been on this walk for some time must continue to proclaim to our people to come out, to come out, to come out of Babylon. And it starts with coming out of her from a mindset, from a spiritual perspective. We read that in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, that there's going to be a lot of horribleness that increases in Babylon, in this place of our captivity. You see instances like what happened today in Seattle, where individuals began shooting and began looting and began those heinous crimes of killing, which seem unprovoked, whether they're psyops or not. What we're seeing is Babylon crumbling before our face. We're seeing the structure crumble. People are getting tired. People are getting fed up. There's a spirit over this place. Every foul bird, unclean spirit has made this place home, has made this country its home. And Babylon's influence over the world is felt in every corner. The Most High tells us, Jeremiah verse 50, chapter 51 down, thus said Yahweh, see, I am stirring up the spirit of a destroyer against Babylon, against those who dwell and live, my opponents. See, the government, the world governments are the opponents of the Most High. All throughout the scriptures, governments are typified, identified, and synonymous with mountains. Okay? With mountains. And there's a spirit, okay, that is over this place right now. The spirit of a destroyer against Babylon. In other words, we are seeing this country and the system of Babylon imploding from the inside out. Right now, there is no foreign entity, no foreign government that is attacking this place externally. It's all happening from inside. The people that live and call Babylon home are losing their minds, are growing worrisome, aren't afraid of committing wicked and evil acts any longer, aren't afraid of chastisement from the light of goodness, aren't worried about consequence and punishment for ill action, because there's a spirit over this place. And the spirit of the destroyer has gone out into this place. And it is imploding from the inside out. So, in order to separate ourselves, in order to stand and set apart and be set apart, we have to be able to see the signs and we have to be able to listen. This is why it's so important for the men of Israel to guide and lead our families in a way where we move further away from those in the stronghold of this system, which is actually crumbling. The opponents of the Most High are scurrying right now, but they ain't done. They still got some tricks up their sleeves too. The opponents of the Most High are feeling like they need to roll out the big dogs, roll out more of their plan, which includes distractions on a mass level, which includes misinformation on the mass level, which includes misinformation on the mass level, which includes mismanagement on a vast level, mismanagement of resources, mismanagement of its people, of the people who are here, which will cause us, after all of these years, if we are blind to what's going on, to still look toward them for our help. And we're not going to receive help from Babylon. Our help comes from on high. Remember, there's the spirit of the destroyer on this place now. And we're going to continue to see it downward spiral. We're going to continue to see this place crumbling all around. Verse 2 of Jeremiah 51. And I shall send winnowers to Babylon. Who shall winnow her and empty her land? They shall be against her all around in the day of evil. Let the archer draw his bow, and let him stand ready in his armor. Do not spare her young men, put all her army under the bond. And the slain shall fall in the land of the Kasdim, and the pierced through in her streets. Neither Yashral nor Yehuda is widowed by his Elohim, Yahweh of hosts, though their land has been filled with sin against the set apart one of Yashrala. The Most High tells us that Yehuda, Judah, and Israel, and Ephraim, Israel, will be the bow and arrows that will exact the punishment on Babylon. Scriptures tell us that we should be ready, stand with our armor. That armor the armor that we read about in the book of Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13. Actually, let's go to verse 10. For the rest, my brothers, be strong in the master and in the mightiness of his strength. Put on the complete armor of Elohim. For you too have power to stand against the schemes of the devil. Because we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against authorities, against the world rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual matters of wickedness in the heavenlies. Because of this, take up the complete armor of Elohim, so that you have power to withstand in the wicked day. Having done all to stand, and having girded your waist with truth, okay, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having fitted your feet with the preparation of the good news of peace. Above all, having taken up the shield of belief, which you shall have power to quench all the burning arrows of the wicked one. Take also the helmet of deliverance and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Elohim, praying at all times with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, watching in all perseverance and supplication for all the set apart ones. Also for me, that a word might be given to me in the opening of my mouth, to be bold in making known the secret of the good news, for which I am an envoy in chains, that in it I might speak boldly, as I should speak. You see, we're called to pray, supplicate on behalf of all the set apart ones. We're called to put on the armor of the Most High and gird ourselves with truth, the helmet of righteousness, right? The breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of deliverance, excuse me, and feet with the preparation of the good news of peace. That peace, before peace comes destruction. Before we see peace, the stronghold of this system that we're in has to crumble and fall. What I Found interesting about Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 5 is that for neither Yasharal nor Yahuda is widowed by his Elohim Yahweh of hosts. Even though our land be what? Filled with sin against the set apart one of Yasharal. Even though our land right now is filled up with sin, causing many to turn their back still to this day on the Most High. The Most High has not widowed Jacob and Israel, Yahuda and Israel, even though we have been scattered to the four corners of the world. Even though we have been placed in these places of our captivity, we are not widowed. Okay? Yahweh is married to both Israel and Yahuda. These are the kingdoms of Israel and Yahuda, the northern and southern kingdom. Yahweh is our husbandman. He is thy maker. We are not widowed at all. But remember, in this day that we live in, we have to stand strong in the truth. And we have to sing with a voice of excitement and gladness that we need to proclaim to our people to come out of Babylon. The spirit of the destroyer is over this place now. We have to leave the basketball alone. Basketball games, the football games, the baseball games. We have to leave it all alone. We have to leave all of those designer clothes alone. Now I know some folks might be like, "Well, brother, I like to dress comfortably. I like to dress what I like to dress in." Well, what is that putting on of those clothes doing to your mentality and your spirit? What is the focus? What is the focus of wearing those clothes? Okay. We're going to continue to see this place crumbling all around us. But as long as we pay attention to the distraction itself, they will continue to give us a reason as to why it's crumbling. Oh, economic downpour. Oh, diesel and gas and petrol prices are rising, so we have to ration that. Oh, food shortages here and food shortages there. And we won't realize that everything is prophetic in nature. Everything that we're experiencing right now is destined to happen. It's supposed to happen. And when you are an Israelite, when you are Yahudim, you are Yasharala, Yehuda, Israel, Yehuda, and Ephraim, it's important to realize that you have a special calling on your life. Okay? Flee from the midst of Babel. Let each one save his life. Do not be cut off in her crookedness. This is the time of the vengeance of Yahweh, the recompense. He is repaying her. See? That was Jeremiah 51, verse 6. All of the crookedness that we're seeing right now, that we're being asked to attach ourselves to as if it's good. All of these things which we know are bad, they have perverted, inverted, and made appear to be good, actually the crookedness of this place. And if we hold on to the crookedness of this place, we ourselves will be crooked. We won't be made straight. And if we aren't made straight, we will be unfit for the kingdom of the Most High. The Most High tells us, let each one save his life. Once you have heard the word of truth, once you have heard what you need to do, you need to begin to take the methods or the steps towards the solution. Even if your family isn't rocking with you, even if your mama is calling you crazy, even if your daddy is calling you crazy, even if your brother is calling you loony, even if Your sister is calling you a wacko, a quacko. You have to save yourself. You have to move yourself away from the threat. You have to be able to identify the threat. Things like what we saw in Seattle today are actually happening all over the world. Things like what we saw in Seattle today are going to continue to take place in order to rouse us up, in order to get us to see the truth, in order to get us to see the reality of the time that we're in. Thank y'all for everybody joining today. For everybody tapping in today and being part of this live stream. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all were in a place of comfort so that you can marinate and meditate on the word of the Most High today. The scriptures go on to tell us in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon was a golden cup in the hand of Yahweh, making drunk all the earth. Babylon isn't just here in this country. The influence of Babylon has reached the four corners of the world. Everywhere that the children of Israel have been scattered, so is Babylon. This is why, before anything, come out of her means to leave her ways, to leave spiritually destructive mindsets that can be adopted and harbored in this place. We're going to keep on seeing the killings, the mass shootings. We're going to keep on seeing the economic downturn. We're going to keep on seeing prices increase for gas. They're talking about diesel shortages. And the thing with diesel is most of us don't operate diesel vehicles or cars and trucks, but there are a lot of larger trucks that operate off of diesel. There are a lot of heavy duty tools and utilities that operate off of diesel. We can see a downturn in food and goods and supplies being trucked in. Those big 18 wheelers that you see on the freeway every day, going wherever they're going, whether it's a FedEx truck or a freezer truck full of food, or even a truck holding more gas and petrol. Those trucks operate off of diesel fuel. You ever been driving by a truck stop, 25, 30 trucks outside parked, resting up? Those trucks need fuel so that they can make their deliveries. And if there's no diesel for them to be able to gas their trucks up, then there will be no deliveries. And if there are no deliveries, prices on the food that has been delivered will increase because there's not a new shipment to come in. Yes, Chalet V, Queen Sister. So it's a chain reaction of events that take place. All of these are the beginnings of sorrows. All of these fit within the prophecy of Jacob's trouble. All of these things happening into the great travail that the earth will go through, the birthing pains that need to happen in order for the new kingdom to be birthed into this place, into this realm. Remember, Esau, the end of this age. Jacob, Yaakov, is the beginning of the age to come. And the end of one age means you're going to see a lot of crumbling, a lot of debasement, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. In order to make way, a lot of doing away with, in order to make way for what is about to come forth. Babylon was a golden cup in the hand of Yahuwah, making all of the earth drunk. Everywhere we go, we're fixated. We see people fixated on key word of the probably word of the rest of this season. Distraction. We see it everywhere. We see it everywhere. Take balm for her pain. Let's go back up to verse 7 of chapter 51 of Jeremiah. Babylon was a golden cup in the hand of Yahweh, drunk all the earth. The nations drank her wine. That is why the nations went mad. See, no matter where we go on the earth, the Babylonian system has reached. And places that used to be sound in their thinking, places that used to have a high moral compass, places that used to be just and righteous, are now debased and unrighteous and full of wickedness, copying after their big sister, the daughter of Babylon, copying after the influences of this new spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, this second Egypt that we are living in right now. Egypt, Misraim, meaning place of bondage, house of bondage. The rest of the world has replicated what they have seen because of the influence of Babylon. And now we are seeing everywhere we go a reminder of this place, that its stronghold is very broad. So this a part of the prophecy. Yes, everything we're going through right now is definitely a part of the prophecy. The Most High said, "See, I am stirring up the spirit of a destroyer against Babylon, Babel." See, the spirit of the destroyer is what is causing this place to implode from inside out. They try to make it appear as though they have answers. They try to make it appear as though they have solutions, but their solutions are akin to plugging a hole with a stone. You know, in a boat, the boat might have a lot of holes in it, or the wood is weak. So they plug one hole for water to spring up through another part of the boat, and they keep on plugging every leak. Those leaks keep on springing out and popping up because the implosion is happening from within. The implosion has already begun to take place because the spirit of confusion is on the people itself. Like I always like to say, this is a beautiful, beautiful world. This is a beautiful earth. Everywhere we look, we see the beauty of this place. We can see the beauty of it. We truly can. But it's the spirit covering the majority of the people on this earth that has caused it to go into this hellish experience, this hellish vibration, this low vibration. And when you realize that the influence of Babylon is as a cup in the hand of the Most High, this had to happen so that everybody could see the power of the Most High, and so that everybody could see that the Most High did, in fact, choose the children of Israel as his own. Will trying to change things be pointless? Just prepare with our spirit right with the Most High? Well, it depends on what type of change we're looking for. If we're looking for the type of change that's going to attempt to build up or rebuild this present society and this present system, and to patch the holes, the ever springing leaks, then no, that's not the type of change we should look for. The type of change that we need to deal with is the change within ourselves, is the renewing of our minds, the renewing of our heart. It's the idea that we need to begin to see prophecy for what it is. We need to be able to see the signs for what it is and leave this whole construct alone. Now, we make statements like leaving a construct alone. Obviously, we're still in the physical form. Obviously, we're still in this realm. So it has to start with the same way that this place is imploding from within, we have to go within and we have to change our own hearts and our own minds. This is why the scripture said, what? Save yourself. Flee from the midst of Babylon and let each one save his self or herself. Do not be cut off in her crookedness. Part of her crookedness is us trying to fix the sinking ship and to fix the leaks when everything that is causing the leaks and the destruction of this place is happening from within. We don't need to be trying to fix this place. We need to be worried about fixing ourselves because the kingdom to come is what we will be transposed and transferred into once we fix ourselves. So, do we just leave this alone? Let me see the next part of that question. Yes, just prepare with our spirit. Yes, just get your soul right, get your heart right, get your mind right. In my life, I found the more I focused on getting my soul and my heart right, the more the fear leaves my heart and my mind, and the more joy and gladness comes to me in regards to the kingdom to come. Remember our old folks, our elders, who seemed to have lived such a full life? They would be screaming and shouting and singing about the return of the king. And as little folks, little people, we'd be looking at them like, dang, Big Mama must be knowing she finna transition soon. That's why she happy. She done lived a full life. Yeah, she done seen it all. She ready to go. And as the more I live and the more I look at this thing, I don't think that that was the case at all. I think that the more Big Mama, very good. I think that the more Big Mama looked and Big Papa looked around what was going on, they realized that their redemption and our redemption had everything to do with the new kingdom. They had seen the wickedness of this kingdom so much that they knew on their heart that they wasn't going to be able to change it, and it wasn't for us to change. It was just for us to look at and recognize the power and the glory of the Most High. Know that we are to change our minds and our hearts to get ready for the new kingdom, and and that all of this was a test for us, a test to be refined, a test for us to be refined. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Flee from the midst of Babel and let each one save his life. Do not be cut off in her crookedness. For this is the time of the vengeance of Yahweh, the recompense. He is repaying her. Babylon was a golden cup in the hand of Yahweh, making drunk all the earth. The nations drank her wine. That is why the nations went mad. Babel shall suddenly fall and be broken. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she might be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Let us leave her, and each go to his own land. For her judgment reaches to the heavens and is lifted up to the clouds. You see? See that balm? We would have put balm on the cut. We would have put balm on the hole. But every time we tried, Babylon is so done and so wicked and so nasty that a new cut, a new leak sprung up. This is exactly what the Most High is telling us. Babylon shall suddenly fall and be broken. Broken. There is no fixing Babylon. The governments of the world know this. This is where all of the underground bunkers come from. This is where all of the seed banks come into play. This is where all the mass control and mass distractions in the media take place. Because while we are still focused on trying to fix and heal Babylon by voting, participating in her legal systems, her judicial systems, her governments, they are moving out. They are getting in places of safety for themselves because they know what is to come. Babylon is broken. If so be, she might be healed. She's not going to be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. So because she is not healed, and those of us who have been given the eyes to see this, let us cry loud. Let us wake up our people. Let us sing with gladness that this place is falling. stir ourselves up to the truth. Let us leave her, and each one go to his own land. Her judgment reaches the heavens and is lifted up to the clouds. How are we going to go to our own land if we still are calling ourselves African Americans? How are we going to go to our own land if we are still calling ourselves black? There is no land of black. There is no black. Okay? Now, we haven't seen it, but unless you're talking about the land of Kim, that is the black land. But it's the land that's black itself, the soil itself, the land of Kemet. Yahweh has brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us relate in Zion the work of Yahweh our Elohim. Okay? Because the time is now. Summon archers against Babel. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 29. Summon archers against Babylon, and all you who bend the bow and camp against it all around. Let no one escape. Pay her according to her work. Do to her according to all she has done. She has been proud against Yahweh, against the set apart one of Yasharallah. Therefore her young men shall fall in the streets, and all her men of battle shall perish in that day, declares Yahweh. See, I am against you, O proud one, declares the Master Yahweh of hosts. For your day has come, the time for your punishment. And the proud one shall stumble, and he shall fall, with no one to raise him up. And I shall kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around him. See, right now, we are going to continue to see the debasement of this place. We're going to continue to see the psyops. We're going to continue to see all of the travail in this place. Okay, something that I wanted to read. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go back to the book of Jeremiah real quick. Actually, excuse me. Let me see. Let me see. What did I want? What did I want? Ah, yeah, Isaiah chapter 48, verses 3. I declared the former events from the beginning, and they went forth from my mouth, and I made you hear them. Suddenly I acted, and they came to be. See, right now, everything that has been prophesied before from the beginning is coming true. This is why the men of the Most High, the children of Israel, the men of Israel, are crying aloud, sparing not right now. This is why you're seeing an influx of prophecy being pushed forth. You're seeing an influx of the truth being shared to the four corners of the world because the things that were uttered from the beginning are now taking place. This was happening because the Most High knew that we were a stiff-necked and hard-headed people. We read in verse 4, because I knew that you were hard, and your neck was an iron sinew, and your forehead bronze. Therefore I declared it to you long ago. Before it came, I made you hear. You should say, my idol has done them, and my carved image and my molded image commanded them. See, many of us still idol worship. Many of us still believe and trust in man-made trinkets and objects. It shouldn't be so. And many of us still lost in the sauce will say it is because of our idols and because of our man-made trinkets and our carved images of stone and wood that it is the reason we are seeing all of these things happen. Oh, I didn't feed my this right. I didn't take care. I didn't water my this right. I didn't do this right. I didn't pray and supplicate to my idol the right way. And now we're being punished. No, the Most High told us these things before any of those were even created. The Most High is going to take credit for all of these things that are taking place right now. heard. Look at them all. Do you not declare it? From now on, I shall make you hear new ones, even hidden ones, which you have not known. Now they shall be created, and not long ago. And before this day, you have not heard them, lest you should say, look, I knew them. No, you have not heard. No, you have not known. No, from of old, your ear has not been opened. Because I knew that you are indeed treacherous and are called a transgressor from the womb. Right now, we have the opportunity to know. We have the opportunity to hear. We have the opportunity to see. But the thing is, if we are trusting in mammon, if we are trusting in material, if we are trusting in the creations of our own hands and not trusting in the Most High, we will continue to see what we see and not really know the source of why it's happening. Okay? What does the Most High tell us? Verse 9 of Isaiah 48. For my name's sake, I postponed my displeasure, and for my praise, I held it back from you, so as not to cut you off. We all come to the realization that what's happening right now is coming from on high. Once we realize that, we will be able to switch our focus, and we will be able to give thanks and praise to the Most High for the grace and mercy extended to us during our mode of blindness, during our mode of dumbness, during our mode and season of deafness. This is very important. Why? Verse 10. See, I have refined you, not as silver. I have chosen you in the furnace of affliction for my own sake. For my own sake, I do it. How was it profaned? And my esteem I do not give to another. Listen to me, O Jacob and Yashrala, my called. I am he. I am the first. I am also the last. Also, my hand has laid the foundation of the earth, and my right hand has stretched out the heavens. I call to them. Let them stand together. All of you, gather yourselves and hear. Who among them has declared these? Yahweh has loved them. Yahweh has loved him. Let him do his pleasure on Babylon, and his arm be on the Kasdim. I have spoken. I have also called him. I have brought him, and he shall make his way prosperous. Come near me to hear me. Hear this. I have not spoken in secret from the beginning. From the time that it was, I was there. And now, Master Yahweh has sent me, His Spirit. These things that have been prophesied from the beginning, so that we could be preparing ourselves for the actualization of them. As I say this, look at that sky is turning oranges pink. Whoa, that's heavy. Since the beginning, these things have been spoken, so that today we can make sense of them. We have been tried and refined, not as silver. The Most High have chosen us in the furnace of affliction. Okay, we are like the fine gold. Mhm. Remember, I told you earlier the scriptures told us in Jeremiah chapter 51. Let the archer draw his bow, verse 3. Let the archer draw his bow and let him stand ready in his armor. Do not spare her young men. Put all her army under the bond. Well, in Zechariah chapter 9, we read, also you, because of the blood of your covenant, I shall send your prisoners out of the pit. That is what Yahushua did for all of the children of Israel. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 8 through 10. That ain't what I want to focus on right now. Return to the stronghold, you prisoners of the expectation. Even today, I declare that I return double to you. I shall bend Yahudah for me. I shall fill the bow with Ephraim. I shall Stir up your sons, O Zion, against your sons, O Greece, and I shall make you like the sword of a mighty man. See why they're afraid of us knowing who we are and afraid of us knowing the truth? It's because the Most High is going to use the children of Israel as the weapon against the children of Greece, the children who are controlling Babylon right now. And the Most High is going to make us what? Like a sword of the mighty man. We know that we are the children of Zion. We know that we are the children of Israel, Yahudah, Ephraim, the children of Judah and Israel. We will move closer to the actualization of prophecy being fulfilled and not just the realization that prophecy is taking place or about to take place. Verse 14 of Zechariah 9. And Yahweh shall appear for them, and his arrow go forth like lightning, and the master Yahweh sound with the shofar, and he shall go with the whirlwinds from the south. Yahweh of hosts shall shield them, and they shall devour and trample on sling stones, and they shall drink roar as if with wine, and they shall be filled like basins, like the corners of the slaughter place. And Yahweh the Elohim shall save them in that day, the flock of his people, for the stones of a diadem sparkling over his land. For what goodness is his, and what comeliness is his. Rain make the young men thrive, and new wine the maidens. In other words, during the day of Yahweh's return, when Yahweh appears before us and he takes vengeance on Babylon and takes vengeance on the governments of the world, it is the children of Israel, it is the true Yahudim, the true Israelites, which will be glad and filled with mirth. All of us who have adhered to the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High, all of us who have been walking the paths of the straight and narrow into the new kingdom will be happy because of this. It's going to be a great day indeed. But like I said, before peace, there must come destruction and great travail in the land. A great pain must take place. The awakening is still happening, but with the awakening will come the war, will come the final elements of the war, will come the final battles of the war. So you can expect to continue to see this system and this place crumble. And there is no healing it. There is no patching it up. There is no mending it. There is no fixing it. Each man, each woman of Israel, the true Israelites must come to a place of waking up, must come to a place where you change your heart, you change your mind to seek to want to do the things of the Most High joyfully. Okay? So look, it's your brother True Jew tapping in with y'all today. Um, Thinking about everything that's going on in the land right now, looking at it from the proper perspective is key. If you can see what's going on and you can see the signs in front of you, count yourself blessed and do what you can to prepare for the continual downward spiral. What you can do is continue to invest in your big bags of rice, continue to invest in your canned goods, continue to invest in your soups, your canned soups, and continue to invest in your beans, your seasonings, your spices, your canned fish, like the canned herrings and the canned tuna and the canned sardines. Continue to invest in those types of things. Your flour, okay? Get your cornmeal. Continue to invest in your grits. All of those sorts of things that will help see you through during a time of great angst so that you could continue to prepare the types of foods that you need to as things shut down. Above all, prepare yourself with the word of truth. Prepare yourself with the word of truth. Prepare yourself. Prepare your homes. Prepare your family. Speak light to them. Speak truth to them. Those who make fun of you for this walk, those who chastise you verbally for this walk, those who are placed into your path that can add a sense of confusion to you, remove them. Remove them. Okay? Get them away. Get them away. But at the same time, if you find that those people are near and dear to your heart, pray for them. Okay? Pray for them. Pray that the Most High extend grace and mercy to them and that they make themselves aware of that grace and mercy so that their lives can be changed, so that they can do what they need to do to be placed in a set apart place, to be placed someplace where they can see everything from a distance. Yeah, times is ramping up, y'all. Study videos like this live stream. Make sure you're taking your notes. Make sure that you're writing these scriptures down. Make sure that your notes are clear. You separate and segment them in a way where you can go back to them at a later time and study for yourself. Study to show thyself approved. It's time to put on the armor of the Most High if you haven't already. You have to do this because the rulers of wickedness in this world, they're not planning on relinquishing their stronghold anytime, even though the time is soon that their stronghold will be relinquished. So we must stay strong as well. We must stay vigilant, stay grateful, stay thank-filled. Continue to do your best to honor the Most High in your walk as you move forward daily. Okay? Things like this are going to keep on happening until we are placed into a full worldwide position of being awakened. And then we're going to see the next level. We're going to see it ramp up. And we're going to see even more prophecy fulfilled. But look, it's your brother True Jew tapping in with y'all the only way I know how. Raw, real, and uncut. Thank you for your time today. I pray for all of y'all's safety. I pray for all of y'all's awakening. I pray that you get the confirmation of the signs that you need to convince you of all of this that's being shared right now in this time. I pray for the safety of your family, divine hedge of protection around you always. May you be a blessing to those who you meet, and may those who you meet be a blessing to you. May goodness flow through you. May goodness flow through you. May goodness flow through you, and may goodness flow to you. May goodness flow to you. Okay? It's your brother True Jew tapping in with y'all as the host of the Voice of Zion. You know I love you to life always. Stay blessed. Stay vigilant. Until next time, most time, Mama and Papa willing, I'll be back with another one. But until then, gone.